Hello, welcome you all to the next video lecture of this fourth unit, that is EM wave characteristics. In the last lecture video class we were dealing some problems, as well as we have seen reflection of plane waves at normal incidence. Now in this lecture, video lecture we will try to see what is actually reflection of plane waves at oblique incidence. So to simplify our analysis, we are going to I am going to take the lossless medium here. Okay. So reflection of plane waves at oblique incidence. So in this entire analysis, I am going to consider the lossless medium. Okay. So what are the formulas which we are going to derive? All these are related to the lossless medium here. And for a uniform plane wave, that is by assuming time dependent factor, I am going to assume, that is we are assuming E as electric field. We have to assume electric field and magnetic field, and we are going to generalize this equation, that is E is equal to E naught into e power j. We are going to have these two equations, that is k dot r minus omega t. We can also take this equation as in terms of E naught into e power j into omega t minus k dot r, and h is equal to h naught into e power j k dot r minus omega t into h naught into e power j omega t minus k dot r. Okay. So if either of these two equations, if we take, we will get the same results for the following session and following equations. So first of all, I am going to take these two fields, electric field and magnetic field, for the lossless medium, and I am going to show that the set of Maxwell's equation it is going to satisfy. Okay, it is going to satisfy some the set of Maxwell's equation which we are going to have here. So we can show that is here. Before that, I will define here k. What is k here? K is the propagation vector or wave vector also we can say. Okay, that is k is equal to kx ax plus ky ay plus kz az. Okay, so it is also called as propagation vector or wave vector, that is k is equal to. Okay, and similarly we are having r here. R is the radius vector or position vector. So hope you know what is position vector. Position vector is calculated from the origin like this. Okay, if at all if you are having like this some point x comma y comma z here, so it is a position vector. So I can write here as r is equal to that is xax plus yay plus zaz is the position vector here. Now by using these conditions, I am going to show that this following. Okay, we will show that that is del cross E is equal to minus dou B by dou T, and this can also be expressed as we are going to show that this one, that is k cross E is equal to omega mu h. So by taking this equation, by using these two set of equations, we have to express this equation in terms of this one, and also we have to show that ak cross ae is equal to ah. Already we know this one, that is the cross product of the direction of wave propagation and the electric field direction is equal to the direction of the magnetic field. Okay, so these are unit vector along the propagation direction, along the electric field and the magnetic field here. And by assuming similarly by assuming these two E and H, we are going to show similarly the assuming in free space, that is source free region we can show that that is k dot E is equal to 0, k dot H is equal to 0, and k cross E is equal to omega mu H, and k cross H is equal to minus omega epsilon E. Now we'll try to show all this one, and we'll go to the further derivation of this concept here. So we have to take the two equations, that is E is equal to E naught into e power j. We'll take either of these two equations, E naught into e power j omega t minus k dot r, or you'll get the you can show all these equations by taking any one of these conditions, that is either e power j omega t minus k dot r minus omega t. Either of these two equations you can take, and h is equal to h naught into e power j omega t minus k dot r. So now I will take these two equations. I will try to show the first, what is that first condition, that is del cross E is equal to minus dou b by dou t. Okay, let us take this one, del cross E is equal to minus dou b by dou t. Okay, let me take the LHS here. Del cross E is equal to del cross means dou by dou x of ax plus dou by dou y of ay plus dou by dou z of az here, and cross E here. E is nothing but this one, E naught into e power j omega t minus k dot r. Now k dot r we'll try to define here first of all. First of all we'll take the dot product of k dot r. K actually we have taken kx ax plus ky ay plus kz az. We have taken dot product of this are xx plus y plus z az. Okay, if I take the dot product here, I will get here as kx xx y ky z kz. Okay, so this is the equation we are going to get. Now I am going to substitute this here by assuming this k dot r here. I am going to proceed this derivation here, that is k cross del cross E is equal to dou by dou x of ax dou by dou y of ay plus dou by dou z of az cross. If I consider this one, E naught into e power j omega t minus what we have got here, x kx plus y ky plus z is kz. So by taking this one, I am going to take the differentiation with respect to if I take differentiation with respect to x here, it is 1, I will get kx into ax, and next if differentiation with respect to y, I will get 1 into ky, similarly ay, and similarly like this way. Okay, I can write here as k cross del cross C. I will get here as I am having e power minus here. Okay, that's why I have to take minus, and also I am having the factor j also, j common. I can take here as kx ax plus ky ay plus kz az cross into E naught into, I will get the same factor again here, e power j omega t minus k dot r. Okay, now I will rewrite this equation. So this is equivalent to again k equal, that is k, that is minus j into, this is equivalent to k cross, and this is equivalent to again e, that is k cross e. Okay, now I have got del cross e is equal to minus j into k cross e minus. Now I will take the right hand side here. Let me see what happens. Minus dou b by dou t I will take here. Minus dou by dou t of b is equivalent to, I can write here as mu into h minus mu into dou by dou t of h. H is actually we have taken as dou by dou t of h as h naught into e power j omega t minus k dot r. Okay, now we are now differentiating this factor h with respect to t here. So with respect to t means I am having j and omega here. Okay, I can write here minus mu into j omega into h naught into e power j omega t minus k dot r I can write here, and this factor is again equivalent to h here, minus omega j omega mu h I can write here. Okay, so this dou by dou t, dou b by dou t I can write, I got this one. Okay, now I will take this LHS here, del cross E I have got as del cross E is equal to, I have got this one, that is del cross E is equal to minus dou b by dou t. Now I have got this one as j cross k cross E, that is equivalent to minus j omega mu into h I got, this j minus I can get here as k cross E is equal to omega mu h I got, okay, which is actually we need to show. So you can take this derivation again by taking j into k dot r minus omega t. You will get the same. You will get the same derivation, and you can show this easily. You can check it out. Okay. So we are going to have the same proof. We can show that. Okay? That's why I have taken generalized equation. We can take any one of these equations, that is E and H. Okay. Now similarly, what actually we have to show here, k cross E is equal to omega mu h here we got, and we have to show that the unit directions here, and this direction will give the AK, and this direction will give me the cross AE, and this direction will give me the AH. So actually we have got that is as AK cross AE is equal to AH. So by taking these directions, I can write this is the vector here, and this is also the vector, and this is also the vector. We have got three vectors, and we have shown that AK cross AE is equal to AH. So that is what actually we have to show. Next we will go to the next one, that is k dot E, k dot H and are equivalent to 0 here. Now del dot E is equal to what actually we have to show. It is equivalent to k dot E is equal to we have to show, that is del means dou by dou x of AX plus dou by dou y of AY plus dou by dou z of AZ. Dot product we have to take now, okay, not the cross product. E naught into e power j omega t minus r minus k dot r here. Now with respect to dou by dou x, and we don't have any dot product with respect to ax, ay and az. So this is a scalar now, okay. So this entire thing is a scalar. Now that's why I can write here as that is after differentiating this with respect to x and y, here I can write here as j into, again we will get the same differentiation, that is kx ax plus ky ay plus kz az, that is dot e naught into e power j omega t minus k dot r here. Now so this is equivalent to j into, this is equivalent to k here. So we know how we get this equation, that is k dot r here. K dot r here is equivalent to x kx plus y ky plus x kz here. That is actually minus here, we can write minus k dot again this will be equivalent to e here, the k dot e here, that is e. Now that is actually equal to here we can say that this is 0 because we don't have any that is vector here. We don't have any vector here. That's why the dot product of this one is equal to 0. That is, I can write here as k dot e is equal to 0. Now similarly I have to take I can take del dot h. Del dot h I can write here as again same, that is dou by dou x of ax plus dou by dou y of ay plus dou by dou z of az. Dot I can write here as h naught into e power j omega t minus k dot r. Okay, I will get the same derivation, that is I will get here as the same, that is minus j into kx ax plus ky ay plus kz az I can get here, and I can write here again same here, that is h here. This will be equivalent to 0, that is k dot h is equal to 0. So we are expressing del dot t in terms of k dot e is equal to 0 and del dot h in terms of k dot h is equal to 0, because we know that the dot product of these we don't have ax, that is unit vectors in this one, unit vector in this one as well as in this one. Okay, that's why it is 0. Okay, now we can show that we have to show that another two parameters we are having here. We have to show that, that is we can also show that del cross E is equal to del cross H is equal to dou d by dou t. We have to show that is equivalent to minus j omega epsilon we have to show. Okay, actually we have taken in the first starting of this class, we have to take k cross E is equal to omega mu h and k cross h is equal to minus omega epsilon here. So we know that we can show that del cross E is equal to dou b by dou t, and let me take this one, that is del cross h. Del cross h is equivalent to what? Dou by dou x of ax plus dou by dou y of ay plus dou by dou z of az, cross product of h is nothing but h naught into e power j omega t minus k r, omega t minus k dot r I can write here. And I know that k dot r factor is actually, we know that the differentiation with respect to here we can write here as minus j into kx ax plus ky ay plus kz az. Again this is equal to cross product of h naught into e power j omega t minus k dot r here I can write here. Now this will be equal to minus j into, this will be equal to k cross, then this will be equal to h here, h actually. So we have got this one, and similarly I have to take the left hand side here, dou by dou d by dou t, dou d by dou t is equal to, d is actually equal to epsilon into e, d is equal to epsilon into e I can write here, epsilon into dou e by dou t I can take, and now epsilon into dou by dou t of e I have to take, that is e naught into e power j omega t minus k dot r I can write here. Now if I take the differentiation with respect to t here, what I get here, epsilon into j into omega, and that is e naught into e power j omega t minus k dot r, and again this will be equivalent to j omega epsilon into e I can write here, and LHS and RHS will try to write here again. So this will be equivalent to LHS is equal to del cross h is actually equal to what we got, minus j omega, sorry, minus j k cross h I got here, that it will be equivalent to j omega epsilon into e. If I cancel this j, and I can write here as k cross h is equal to minus omega epsilon into e. So that is what that is what here we have to show here, k cross h is equal to minus omega epsilon e. And similarly again we have to show another factor, that so this is equivalent to, that is k cross h, that is equal to omega epsilon into e, h is equal to, this will be equal to ak, and cross this will be equivalent to ah, cross that is equal to minus ah. So already we know this one, that is the unit vectors ak cross ah is equal to minus ae, sorry, minus ae. Okay, so that is what here we have to show. Another that is what we have actually we have seen. So these are the complete derivations we have seen. Now we will take the general equation here, we will rewrite the equation, we will take the general equation of E here, that is E, we have taken E of comma t, that is E naught into e power j omega t minus k dot r. So I have told you that I can write this equation in terms of k dot r minus omega t. You can see this set of equations till now, whatever the derivation we have followed, you can take, that is E is equal to E naught into e power j k dot r minus omega t. So all those sort of set of equations are going to satisfy. You can check that equation, you can check. So the entire derivation here. Next, here r comma t. So this is the time factor, that's why I am taking. If I suppress, I can write this in terms of real and imaginary part, that is cos of E naught into cos of omega t minus k dot r plus j sin omega t minus k dot r I can write here, that is real part and imaginary part, that is e exponential can be expressed in this form, we know. And now the real part of this one, that is the real part of this one I can write here as E of r comma t, that is E naught into e cos of omega t minus k dot r I can write, the real part of this one. Similarly imaginary part I can write another way, that is r is the radius vector here. Next, After that we'll try to express. So we have taken the position that is the propagation vector, that is k. Here r is the radius vector, and k is the propagation vector we have seen. Okay, we know already. Okay, so the magnitude of this position, the magnitude of position, that is propagation vector, is given as kx, ax plus ky, ay plus kz, az. The magnitude of this one I can write here as k square, kx square plus ky square plus kz square, that is modulus of this one. So if I take the modulus of this, that is k square, I can write like this. Okay, so now similarly for lossless medium, we know that for lossless medium, so actually this k propagation vector, we know that beta, actually it is beta is nothing but, similarly here is nothing but k here. So whatever the beta here, we know that it is k here. That is, I can write here as k square is equal to omega, that is k square, kx square plus ky square plus kz square equivalent to, that is equal to omega square mu epsilon, I can write it. Actually that is beta is equal to omega square, actually it is equal to beta is equal to omega root mu epsilon. If I take the beta square here, that is equal to omega square mu epsilon, I can write here. Okay, so that is equivalent to k square is equal to this one. Okay, beta is equal to omega. For lossless medium, beta is actually, this is the formula, omega root mu epsilon. So if I take the square here, I can write this k square and beta square as same here like this. Okay, now we have shown, let me recall all the equation what actually we have taken the general equation and what we have shown. Okay, by taking the general expression of E, that is E naught into e power j omega t minus k dot r, we have taken and we have shown that k cross E is equal to omega mu h, that is omega mu h, and k cross h is equal to minus omega epsilon into E, we have shown, and k dot h is equal to 0 and k dot E is equal to 0. So all these things we have shown here this lecture class. Now from this it is clear that we are going to show that it is clear that we are having two important conclusions from these equations. E and H are mutually perpendicular or orthogonal. E and H are mutually orthogonal. And second point is E and H lie on the plane. E and H lie on the plane. Plane is what here? So here this is the plane. We are having xz plane, yz plane, and xy plane. So this one we are going to consider. So that's why we are saying that all these, by all this derivation, we are going to conclude two important conclusion here. That is E and H are mutually orthogonal. That is like this. If like this, okay, like this I can say. So electric field and magnetic field, and this is the direction of propagation. So all these three are mutually perpendicular to each other. That is, we are having 90 degrees in between these three fields. Okay, three factors, that is electric field, magnetic field, and the propagation vectors. Now similarly we will try to show here one important factor here, that is k cross E. Now we will take that k cross E, what actually we have shown. K cross E is equal to, that is, we know that k cross E is equal to, k cross E is equal to omega mu h, and h is equal to, I can write here as 1 by omega mu, that is k cross E. And similarly I can write this one into the form of vector form, that is 1 by omega mu k cross a e here, that is E here, and I can write here as, that is k by omega mu ak cross ae. So already we have known that k is actually nothing but the beta here. For lossless medium, we know that for lossless medium, beta is equal to k is equal to omega square root of mu epsilon. Okay, so already we know this one. Okay, now I will substitute here in place of k, I will substitute here, that is h is equal to omega square root of mu epsilon by omega mu into ak cross ak cross ae. Okay, now if I cancel this one, if I take the mu inside, I can write here as 1 by root of epsilon by mu, I can write here as ak cross ae. So this will be equivalent to so actually we know that eta is equal to square root of mu by epsilon here. So here I have got epsilon by mu, so I can write here as 1 by eta here. So that is, I can write here as 1 by eta ak cross e. Okay, so 1 by eta is the intrinsic impedance of the space here. Okay, so that is what here we are going to show. Now similarly, next I will try to draw the diagram here. What actually we are oblique incidence diagram. We will consider the oblique incidence of uniform plane wave at the plane boundary. Okay, let me take here the diagram here. Okay, so we are having the two mediums. Okay, medium 1 and medium 2 we will say. Okay, so medium 1 and this is medium 2. So medium 1 is having the constant epsilon 1 mu 1, and we are having that is epsilon 2 mu 2, and similarly eta 1 and eta 2 as the intrinsic impedance of the medium 1 and medium 2 here. Now if a plane wave, uniform plane wave is incident on this medium, we are having incident wave and reflected wave, and similarly we are having a transmitted wave. That is, let me take the angle as theta I here and theta R here and theta T here are the corresponding. So this is the xz plane I can write here. So here the all these derivation or the analysis we are going to take in the xz plane, and y is perpendicular to this one. Okay, y is perpendicular to the board here. Okay, so like this. Okay, next, and this is at z is equal to 0. Okay, so that is at z is equal to 0. We are having the interference. So I am having the propagation vector constant as ki in this direction, next to kr in this direction, and this kz in this kr and kt. Okay, transmitted. Okay, now here we are having medium and medium 2 here. Now I have to write the propagation vectors here. Now I can write the normal and tangential component of these propagation vectors like this. This is the cosine component and sine component, and this is the resultant. Similarly, this is theta I. Similarly, this one I can write here. I can extend this one like this. I can write here. This is the tangential, and this is the normal component and tangential component along this one. So the cosine part and sine part here, and this is equivalent to theta R here, theta T here. Similarly, this one also I can write here. That is like this. Okay, like this. Okay, so this is equivalent to, so this is the resultant, and this is equivalent to theta R here. This is cosine and this is sine. So now I can write here as beta I. So I can write here this one as beta I. Incident for this one, incident cos theta I. Similarly for this one, beta I cos theta, sin theta I. So here beta I is equal to ki here, that is for incident, and similarly this is for cos, means beta 2 cos theta t, and this is beta 2 cos sin theta t, and here also I can write here as beta 1 cos theta r, and this is for sin theta r into beta r here. I can write beta r or beta 1 because these incident and reflected wave both are in medium 1, whereas reflected transmitted wave is in medium 2. That's why I had to take beta 2, and here with respect to beta I or beta r I have to take beta 1 or k1 here. Okay, that is what I can write here. kr2 we are going to write here. Instead of that one I can write here as kr here. Kr is nothing but the reflected wave direction. Okay, propagation direction. Okay, now after that so the plane wave propagation here, I mean the plane wave is defined by the propagation of the vector k here. So here we are going to define the direction of this wave in the direction of r, that is k, and Here here this is called the incident wave and this is called the reflected and this is the transmitted wave here. So angle theta I is called here the angle of incident and is called the angle of incidence here, and both incident angle and the reflected angle both are in medium 1, and whereas theta t is in the that is theta t is the angle of transmitted wave or transmission, it is in the medium 2 here. From this I can write the EI, ER and ET here. Let me erase this one. So I can write the three fields in incident, reflected and transmitted wave directions like this. EI as that is EI naught cos of omega t, that is I can write here as omega it minus kix plus kiy plus kiz. Similarly ER I can write here as ER naught into cos of omega rt minus k rx k ry plus k rz I can write here, and similarly I can write here like this et naught cos of omega t of t minus ktx kty plus ktz here. Now after writing this one, kr, ki, kt and kr are the normal and tangential component what actually we have seen in the diagram. Okay, ki, kr and kt are the normal and tangential component of the here. Okay, now at z is equal to 0 boundary interface, we know that E and H are continuous at the boundary interface. E and H are continuous at the boundary interface. I can write here as that is EI of incident field z is equal to 0 and the reflected field at z is equal to 0 is equivalent to transmitted field at z is equal to 0. Okay, that is the addition of electric field, that is the incident electric field, and reflected electric field is the addition or is equivalent to the transmitted electric field at z is equal to 0. Okay, so this is the boundary condition which we are going to take here. So these boundary conditions are satisfied for all x and y. If we are having conditions here, we are having some condition, these boundary conditions are satisfied if and only if there is omega I, that is the angular frequency of omega I, omega r, omega t is should be same here. Okay, it will be equivalent to omega, and similarly we are going to say that kix is equal to krx is equivalent to ktx, that is equal to kx. Similarly third one, that is kiy that is equal to kry that is equal to kty that is equivalent to ky. Okay, so these are the three conditions for the boundary conditions which has to be satisfied here. So these are the three conditions we need to follow for the boundary conditions. Now we are going to say that boundary, this condition 1 is saying that the frequency is unchanged. Whatever the medium it is having, that is either incident or reflected or transmitted, the frequency is unchanged. And the conditions 2 here, we are going to say that the phase matching condition here. Okay, the tangential component and the normal component, that is phase matching condition. This means that the propagation vector ki, kr, kt must be in the must lie in the plane of incidence. Okay, the condition, that is the condition 2 and 3 says that the vector ki, kr and kt must lie in the plane of incidence. Okay, that is xz plane, the xz plane here. Now by taking the condition 2 and 3, that is by taking these two conditions, I can write here as ki sin theta I, that is angle of incidence, is equal to angle of reflection, that is kr sin theta r. Similarly I can write here as second condition, that is ki, angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection, that is transmission here. Okay, that is kt into sin theta t. Okay, so this is the two conditions we are going to have. So here where theta r is the angle of reflection, theta t is the angle of transmission here. Now I can write here ki, kr and kt here like this. We know that is theta I, theta r and theta t. What are these? Angle of incidence, angle of reflection and angle of transmission. Now Ki is equal to Kr, that is incidence is equal to, that is the propagation vectors, Ki Kr is equal to beta I, that is beta I omega root mu epsilon. Okay, that is actually this is equivalent to beta, we can say that is beta I beta 1, that is equivalent to beta 1, that is equivalent to omega square root of mu 1 epsilon 1, we can say. Okay, similarly Kt it is in the medium 2, that's why I can write here as beta 2, that is equal to omega square root of mu 2 epsilon 2, and here you can see omega is not going to change here, whether it is medium 1 or medium 2, it is not having any effect on the frequency, angular frequency. Now that is I can take here as these two equations. From these two equations I will take the that is sin theta I is equal to theta r, that is angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. By taking like that, I can write here as theta sin theta I Ki sin theta I is equal to Kr sin theta r, that is theta I is equal to theta r, from these two conditions. And similarly, if I divide these two equations, that is sin theta I by sin Ki by sin theta I, that equivalent to that is equivalent to Kt sin theta t sin theta I by Kt sin theta t. So now I can write here as here I am going to substitute here, this will get cancelled here, that is here I am going to take theta I is equal to theta r, I can write here as sin theta t, that is sin theta I by sin theta t, that equivalent to, so we have got Kt, it is not Kt, it is Kr. Okay, so here we are going to consider Kr as Ki. Okay, this reflection actually it is Kr. Okay, I am considering this as theta I, that is equivalent to that is theta I by, I can write here as Ki by Kt. Okay, Ki by Kt I can write here, that is equivalent to Ki by Kt is nothing but the equations here. Similarly, Ki is equivalent to beta I omega root mu epsilon, and Kt is equal to beta 2, that is beta 2 is equal to omega root square root of mu 2 epsilon 2 here. By after substituting that one, what we get here, sin theta, that is sin theta t is equal to, actually it is sin theta t. Okay, by sin theta I. Okay, by cross multiplying this one, I can write here as like this. Okay, sin theta t, so sin theta t is equivalent to sin theta I by, that is equivalent to Ki is equal to beta 1, that is omega square root of mu 1 epsilon 1, sorry, omega square root of mu 2 epsilon 2 I can write here. So this is the equation what we get here. Now here Ki is equal to, that is actually we are taking Ki is equal to K1, that is equal to beta 1 square root of mu epsilon omega square root of mu 1 epsilon 1 here. So this can also be written as omega by u1, and also Kt I can write here as K2, that is equal to beta 2 is equal to omega square root of mu 2 epsilon 2. So I can write here as this is as omega into omega by u2. Okay, so I am going to substitute in this equation like this. Okay, omega by u1 and omega by u2 here I can write, for this omega by u1 and omega by u2 here I can write here as u2 by u1. Okay, that is u1 and u2 are the velocities of the medium 1 and medium 2 here, velocity of the medium 1 and medium 2. Now I can write the equation as sin theta t by sin theta I as, or what I have got, u2 by u1, that is, now from the Snell's law, now I am going to use the Snell's law here. Snell's law already we know, that is from Snell's law I can write here as n1, that is omega square root of mu 1 epsilon 1, n2 these are the refractive indices, mu 2 epsilon 2. These are the refractive indices here we are having. n1 and n2 are the refractive indices we are having. Now I can write it as sin theta t by sin theta I. So these are the important formulas which you have to take. Now I can write this in terms of this one, c by this is and this is c, this is c, okay. Now if I substitute this u1 and u2 here, I can write in terms of c by n2. So this is c by n2 by c by n1 here. So by taking this cross product u2 and u1, so u1 u2 are the velocities here. By substituting these two values here, c by n1 and n2, I can write here as n1 by n2 finally, because c will get cancelled. n1 by n2 get. So I can write here as n1 sin theta I, that is equal to n2 sin theta t. So this is very important equation which we are going to write. That is n1 sin theta 1 is equal to n2 into sin theta t here. Now we are having, so now this is the important equation which we are going to have, that is n1 sin theta 1, and that is angle of incidence is equal to angle of transmission, and this equation is related, it is depending upon the two factors, that is refractive indices of the refractive indices here. So hope you might have come across this formula in the optic communications or light concept here. Now we are going to consider two special cases here. Special cases out of this entire analysis, we are going to consider two special cases. Two special cases here. One is one with that is E field perpendicular to the plane of incidence. Perpendicular to the plane of incidence. Plane of incidence. Another one is E field parallel to the plane of incidence. Plane of incidence. So here we are going to, so whatever the analysis till now we have seen, this is the general analysis. So for this we are going to consider two cases. You can guess this one as T and TM waves, okay. So these are the general cases. For that I am going to consider two cases, that is one is E field is perpendicular to the plane of incident, okay. In one case electric field will be perpendicular to the plane of incident. Another case here we are going to take electric field which is parallel to the plane of incidence here, okay. By assuming these two cases we can get that is any polarization we can consider by taking the linear combination of these two cases, okay. We can get we can get any polarization of the wave or field can be considered by taking the linear combination of the two cases. In the next lecture class we will try to take the parallel polarization and perpendicular polarization in each respective lectures class, okay. So these derivations are somewhat lengthy, so I am going to take in the next class, next video lecture I will take the first case, and in another lecture video lecture I will take the next parallel. In one lecture class I will take one polarization, that is parallel and perpendicular polarization will take. So we'll stop here. We'll continue these two cases in the next video lecture. Till then, take care, bye.